folks, so here we are, back with the A-10, still doing some detailing work on it. As you can see, I've got some darker lines here and things of that nature, which are pretty extreme at this point, but this is just the foundation for the riveting and the panel lines and things like that. We'll still go over it when it's all said and done, kind of lighten all those up, but right now this is all about some detail work. This is some of the original stuff here. This is some of the original stuff with some of the addition of this different color that I kind of produced. I had some here that I made up, which is basically a combination of these three particular paints, which are all, Walmart type craft aisle paints. This is a linen color for, superior coverage. It's an acrylic paint. This is color shift, kind of this greeny brown color shift, which is also a acrylic paint, metallic gloss finish. And then here's a multi-surface real brown, it's called, again, an acrylic paint for multi-surface use. And then what I will do at the end, after I have done most of the finishing and things of that nature, got the clear coats on it, just need to do some final touch-ups. I'll use the final touch-ups and mix it with some of this Mod Podge, but this is a matte finish, so the oil stains and things like that on top of the gloss finishes and everything will at that point be matte finish, so that will help dull those down. So what I've got here, matter of fact, let me go ahead and get my gloves up. Going on here, and may need to also throw the visor on, but right now, gloves will do. Got some little cups here in case I need to make it some different colors or shades or whatnot. This process I'm doing is a pretty simple process. So it has these three colors in there, basically just randomly in there, kind of a little bit of this because it knocks off the darkness, but I didn't want it too creamy. And then I also have a little bit of my cleaner, which is the stuff I use for cleaning RC stuff, also used for thinning out airbrush paints, things of that nature. Normally a couple of drops in the paint as well. Helps it with the flow, helps with the leveling, and helps with the drying as well. So that is something I use. So here's kind of a little mix of what I've got here. You can kind of see as it swirls in the bowl, it's, multiple. It's got a metallic-y, very pigmented color. It blends together real smooth. You can kind of see it's almost as liquidy as a airbrush paint, but this is more of a milk consistency that I like to use. And it doesn't take a lot, but I've got a brush here that I was using earlier, so I got it stored in a little bag to kind of keep it semi-moist-ish. And then what I've been doing is, I'm going to just use this tray lid there, and then I don't have any handy, so let me grab a Viva paper towel, because these things are nice and soft. And then this will be my follow-up. So normally it's a very simple process of finding some areas, and let me get on this other side to make it a little easier for you to see what I've got doing there. But so put a little paint on the brush, and then you can kind of see as I was starting to weather this area, we'll start over here in this area. And again, it's pretty informal, but I'm really just kind of following the lines here. And especially my rivets that I went ahead and put the silver Sharpie dots on. Okay, so what I'm doing is just kind of letting this pool around those rivet heads a little bit. And then what we'll do here in a second, go back with the Viva, and we'll do more of a blotting formation. And then as the paint is starting to dry, since this is acrylic, it's air dry, as it's starting to do that, then I will come back with the brush, which is also in the process of drying, because I won't really need to go back to the paint quite a while here. And then from there, and some of these are pretty deep panel lines in these molds, so I'm really going to have to push it in there a little bit. I don't want to completely dull out the silver I got in there, but I want to make sure it's in there. And you'll see it. That'll pretty much wipe completely off. So anywhere you got deep panel lines, just use that sponge brush, push it in there pretty good. We'll get to using an actual brush later, but for right now, this is fine. This is kind of a little awkward area here. Not a whole heck of a lot you can do, so kind of pull it down and get in there, but still it's an awkward one. Lift it up off the stand a little bit, see if I can get it up in there. 4 is fine. It's alright, it's dark there, because again, like I said, I'm about to do the Viva paper towel. Oh, let me get this while I'm at it. Alright, so again, you can see that's pretty light there. And then from there, I'm just going to go back with the Viva now. I'm going to go ahead and get myself a square spot. And then kind of do a rose blossom at the bottom, like that. And then I'm just going to blot over what I did there. Take off any of the major puddle stuff. Let what is still there kind of settle in along the lines. Really what I'm trying to do is thin it out so it'll dry a little quicker. Because I want to come back with that brush. As you notice, I have it on top of the bag, not in the bag. Because it's drying too. Because I'll need to come back and do some texture. But partly why I like to use this Viva is that it kind of blunts this out really good. Any paper towel will work, but these Vivas tend to be pretty soft for these applications. They don't lint up too much or anything, I've noticed. Alright, so then you go from there, but then when you have some paint on the plane, you can kind of start working on start shadowing some of your other edges, and then as you're coming along and as this paint is drying, you can kind of get some heavier brushes right here, right along where the rivets are. And again, these are just the under panel tones and stuff. There's still going to be some paint layers above this stuff that's going to help hide it, so don't worry about if it looks too dark right now. But you've noticed with my other customs, I do like my stuff to be a little darker on my custom planes just because they're so small, and as they fly by at such a fast speed, at least on the photographs, they look, you know, pretty well detailed. So that's kind of why I don't mind them to be a little darker. But you can kind of see with these. And then while it's drying, depending on where you want to streak, you just push a little harder, but that Viva won't scratch anything. And then if I find myself in a situation like, oh, maybe I want something different there, I can hit a little of my cleaner on here, and then just kind of come in here and lighten up some of these other spots, or completely clean some spots since it is acrylic paint. I can do pretty much anything with it. Wipe it off as much as you want, but again, I'm going for this initial deep down view. So alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue up with this. I'm going to go ahead and put it on fast motion so you can see all of that working, but not have to listen to me jabber as well. I got the E-flite A-10 out here. I'm still in the process of customizing it. I'm not done. Still have decals and lettering and things like that to do, but I've got most of the paint work done, and I have the first coat of the matte finish polyurethane on there right now. So I'm going to go ahead and fly it here. I'm at my favorite soccer field, which happens to be open and nobody here for some reason. It's Labor Day. I am in the very back part where the restroom areas are, and this is going to be my flying area today. This is pretty great back here. All alone, no trucks to look at, just trees, pavement, and blue skies. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this A-10 up, see how it does. Got a little bit of a breeze coming in from this direction right now. So stick around. Okay, I don't know if you can hear me, but I got the Insta360 Go mounted there. So we're gonna go ahead and give it some flying. Like I said, the wind's coming from this direction, so let me go ahead and taxi him a bit. All right, sounds pretty good. All right, let's go ahead and fire up this. Yep, so let's clear that clock. Get this camera going here. Okay. Here we go. And I got a little wind coming in my face right now. Well, screw it. Let's fly. 3, 2, 1. Gear up. All right, and gun it. Bring them on down. All right, let's bring them on by for a fastie. Got high rates. Now, I don't have any wind, so we'll see how that works out. That's how that works, folks. That was the sweetest freaking landing I think I've ever had on any plane.
Oh, dude, that was sweet. That was such a sweet landing. Goodness gracious almighty. Especially with that shock absorbing landing gear. Holy smokes, dude, that's awesome. I did not put the speed meter in there, but still recording. Nice. All right. Slap another battery in there. Do them again. You may see that umbrella shadow. That's because this is Dave it yourself style right here, folks. This is how you avoid the sun and stuff and create a nice little parking area for your plane. Although the handicap square is already there. So, all right, cool. Let's slap another battery in and do it again.
That was the sweetest freaking landing I think I've ever had on any plane.
All right, here we go. E-flite A-10 Warthog, you are clear for takeoff on runway 1. Please follow the yellow line for takeoff. You are clear, sir. And gear up. I'm just gonna glide for a second. Just gonna glide for a second. And guns it. Throttle off right now. Gonna let it bring him back into the swing, let him glide a bit here. Gear down. take that, folks. That was a little bit skippier than the first one, but I'll take it. Don't get up in there. Grasshoppers. Grasshoppers. All right. Nice. All right. Let's see what we got. Stick around. All right, friends, so there you go. Pretty much the maiden of this A-10. I haven't flown this one. This was pretty much a shelf clean when I first got it, and I've just been working on it slowly, and now I'm getting to the end of working on it. But so you can see I set a benchmark for myself there, 110 miles an hour, using the Smart 6S 3200 battery. I think that's like a 30C or something like that. So that's a pretty good run. That is definitely the benchmark. I think once I take that Insta360 Go and put it inside that cockpit, should probably get it up to at least that 115 mark. And with twin jets on that dang thing, I would not be surprised if I can get it above that 120 like I got with that F-16. But this one does have a lot more things sticking out in the wind than the F-16, especially those two big nacelles with the jets in them. But nonetheless, pretty sweet plane, flies like a dream. It is quiet as all get out. I kind of wish it was a little growlier, but anyway, maybe we'll put some baseball cards in the spoke through something. We'll figure something out, but I hope you enjoyed it. If so, please give it a thumbs up and a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. If you haven't thought about it, please do think about subscribing. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. It's the community like you guys that really help channels like mine get to be something worth a dang. So I really appreciate all the time and effort you guys put into watching my videos, and I hope you appreciate the time and effort I put into making them. Here comes that wind, so it's time for me to go. So next time, I am Dave. That is the E-flite A-10 with my customization work going on it, currently with the top speed of 110, and this is my newer favorite old area that I'm coming back to, hopefully. So until next time, we are out of here. Thank you.